Welcome to Beauty School, the YouTube series.
Beauty school dropout, no graduation day for you.
My name is Melissa A. Fabello, and today we'll be talking about my stomach.
I'm not fat, I'm big boned.
Welcome to the Brad Lang Show. I am Brad Lang, and I like big butts. I cannot lie. But all asses are not created equal. This week, we're going to dig into a body positivity, body politics, and intersectional feminism channel. Melissa Fabello, YouTuber, writer, feminist, and a doctoral candidate in human sexuality studies. Gonna have a bright future there. She's also the managing editor, or former managing editor, of Everyday Feminism. Oh, this should be amazing. You see, after you left a website that is on the brink of collapse because, patriarchy, you branched out. I came across what I assume was intended to be a series called Beauty School, but she only has one video in the playlist, and that's in the past month or so we'll work with what we've got. So about 2 weeks ago, on October 18th, she published the first video for the series, Widening the Lens on Body Oppression. Let's have a look.
My stomach and I have a complicated relationship. It loves and respects me and does all of the amazing things it's supposed to do. The organ it holds helps me digest food, and my core keeps me from, falling down.
I'm glad all that research is really sticking with you.
My stomach, generally speaking, does not fail me, but I sure as hell fail it. I don't really like it very much. I have two little abs instead of an Instagram-worthy core, and my waist, I feel like, doesn't quite curve in enough. Pants give me muffin tops half the time. By the end of the day, I feel bloated. It's just not my favorite part of my body, okay?
See, these are all personal body image issues. It's okay to not like your body, because that can be a catalyst to improve yourself. But that's not what she does.
That struggle is legitimate. I'm a queer woman living in a patriarchal, heteronormative society, and capitalism sure as hell doesn't help.
Whoa, what did capitalism ever do to you? Sure, the struggle is legitimate. I've said repeatedly that I am basically jello held together with skin, but it has nothing to do with being queer or the patriarchy or heteronormativity, and capitalism didn't do this to you. It's because of capitalism that you're making a career of this nonsense.
In a fat-phobic diet culture where we're sold the thin ideal as not just a beauty standard but also proof of our worth, it's normal to feel like you can never be skinny enough, never be pretty enough.
Fat-phobic diet culture? Phobic? Look, nobody is afraid of fat people, at least not in the same sense as I'm afraid of wasps. The thin ideal, that's purely cultural and based on what is most attractive to the most people. That's why it's on magazine covers and commercials, not because of capitalism wanting everyone to hate fat people, but because most people like looking at attractive, fit people.
That's real.
But
because body image is such a personal experience, and because most of us struggle to appreciate the body that we move through the world with, it's easy to get stuck in the minutia of our own personal battles.
But why shouldn't you? Body image and the struggles you have with it are just that. They're your own personal battles. You should fight them.
Particularly as white, thin, conventionally attractive women.
Wait, what? So, thin, white, attractive women are struggling with this. And weren't you just talking about fat phobia?
But let's zoom out for a second. Because learning to accept our bodies is not and cannot be the focus of body liberation movements. We need to widen the lens of how we talk about body-based oppression.
You gotta widen the lens. You get it? Because...
Because while, yeah, my hatred of my stomach is totally the result of some fucked up shit, when I focus on that experience, I leave out a lot.
Yeah, way to just gloss over that one. Do you want to dig a little deeper into the deep-seated psychological issues you have with your stomach? No? Oh, it's fucked up shit. Okay, cool. We'll just make this about other people then.
Because when I focus on my oppression, I kind of forget about my privilege.
God damn. What am I supposed to do? I'm a fairly attractive, thin, white woman who's educated. I'm at least a 6 out of 10. How do I deal with all this privilege? I've got it. I'm gonna focus on my oppression.
And when I forget about my privilege, I leave behind folks who are oppressed in ways that I am not. Body-based oppression is far more complicated and varied a concept than most people who call themselves BOPO allow for.
BOPO? That's so cute though. That sounds like one of those little hipster hangouts you find in like Brooklyn. Look, it is. It's complicated and it's varied. Do you know why honesty is always the best policy? It's because lies become too convoluted and complicated to keep straight. Look, like any good lie, this whole concept is bullshit.
And I'm not just talking about fat, although that might be the first thing that comes to mind. Thin privilege is totally a thing. It's the idea that mainstream clothing sizes, airplane seats, and even the widely used BMI scale were all made to benefit us.
Look, I am literally swimming in privilege, so you could probably just stop playing this video now because nothing I say has any value to society. No, wait, hold on. Before you go, I should let you know that clothing sizes and airline seats are the way they are because of the market. Yeah, I get it. The average woman is like a size 14, so why aren't the racks full of size 14s instead of all these 4s, 6s, and 8s? Well, that's because most shoppers, they don't buy 14s. 4 to 8 are the highest selling sizes for clothing retailers. Therefore, the market dictates, you got it, more 4s, 6s, and 8s. And airlines, they try to accommodate as many passengers per flight as they can. We're lucky they aren't smaller. Have you seen Ryanair? It's basically a bus with wings. Look, air travel stopped being about comfort and experience a long time ago. And if you want comfort and a better experience, you are always free to pay for it. You can always get first class. Now, this one, I don't even know where you got it. BMI as thin privilege? I guess if you think that low blood pressure, reduced risk of heart disease, and not having diabetes are also thin privilege.
And fat stigma absolutely needs to be at the center of the work that we do. And there are other forms of body-based oppression that we often leave out of our work completely. Racial profiling is body-based oppression.
Racial profiling is a little bit more varied than skinny jeans.
Inaccessibility for disabled people is body-based oppression.
Not having a wheelchair ramp is really not the same. I don't think that really rises to the threshold for oppression.
The astounding rate of murder against trans women is body-based oppression.
I'm pretty sure that we could just include all murder under what is apparently a very broad definition you have for body-based oppression. It's like the epitome of oppressing my body by, making it dead.
The way that we obsess about Muslim women's clothing.
This has nothing to do with the body. Now, I'm starting to think that you care less about body image, and this is really just Melissa raging about BuzzFeed headlines.
The prevalence of sexual violence against Native women. The fact that skin lightening creams exist.
Oh yeah, she's just angry. Now, there is a point there. There is a problem with sexual assault and Native women and how that is handled in the Native community. There are absolutely issues that can be talked about there, but the problem is complications within and outside of that community. It's really down to a complication of jurisdictions between tribal and U.S. police forces. We can talk about that, but it has nothing to do with them being Native. And skin lightening creams, look, do you know the primary use of skin lightening creams? I get it. You can take this off onto 100 different tangents about how it's more attractive to be light skinned, but that's not what they're for. Their primary purpose is at hiding scars, skin discoloration, age spots, freckles if you don't like freckles. Look, when I was a kid, I knew a girl when I was growing up. And she had a birthmark on her face, and it was this bright red mark on the side of her face. And she used skin lightening creams to reduce that discoloration, and it made her feel more comfortable.
Non-consensual genital reconstruction on intersex infants.
Every clip here, she goes further and further down the rabbit hole. Melissa, please, just let me run through this. I have to stop like every 5 seconds. Look, nobody is out there championing genital mutilation. I mean, unless there is a chance you're related to someone named Muhammad. But Melissa kind of goes off the rails. I mean, if she was ever really on them. Intersex children? Really? I mean, again, this is better served by other videos by people better able to speak to this than myself, like Blair White or Zuzanna Mroz. I've linked their channels in the description below. Go check them out.
Xenophobia and immigration bans, the caste system, food deserts and communities of color, all body-based oppression.
All having nothing to do with the body.
How many of us, myself included, are regularly talking about these issues through the lens of body liberation?
There's at least one too many.
How often are we taking a step back from my stomach will never be on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition? How often do we decenter ourselves and our totally legitimate experiences to make room for arguably more pressing issues outside of ourselves? How often are we sitting our audiences down to be like, okay, y'all, today we are talking about mass incarceration, rather than just referring them to someone else? Body liberation is not about feeling good in your skin, although yes, that will be a side effect. Body liberation means tearing down all systems of oppression by drawing attention to them and making people uncomfortable with how often we ignore them. So here's a challenge.
Oh, goody.
Everyone watching this, especially if you fall into the categories of thin, white, and pretty, choose one issue, just one, related to body-based oppression that you don't usually talk about. Now post about it. It can be an article, video, or tweet thread by someone with more expertise. It can be a series of infographics that you create with pertinent statistics. Or it could be a personal reflection on why you've never talked about this before. But say something, and let's all try to make it a habit.
Yeah, just hashtag it. See, this is the problem with so many of these social justice warriors, that it's all protest and no progress. Your whole call to action is to post about it. I mean, some of what you talk about definitely merits more conversation, but thanks to the joys of intersectionality, you blend all this emotional rage and you blur it with the genuine issues. You know, to that point, I suppose that I've done the same thing. I haven't been able to dig into what about this video is more ridiculous, the anger at thin white girls or the insanity of intersectional feminism. To stay up to date on all the latest content and videos, be sure to click subscribe, and you can find me on Twitter @BradLangShow. Thanks for watching.